Hello, friends, and welcome back to VHS. I'm your host, Jesse, and today we're starting off a new series reacting to classic movie trailers. And where better to start than with the James Bond franchise? These trailers are hilarious little peeks into old Hollywood, how movies were marketed to audiences back then, and how that started to evolve over time with us, the audience. And you're going to get to see all of that as we go through the Bond series. So sit back, click that like button if you want to support what we do here, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more of these reactions and all the general movie goofiness that we do here. For now, let's jump in with this new series and the OG of the OGs, 1962's Dr. No. All right, nice.
My name is Bond, James Bond.
Is this made for TikTok?
My instructions were implicit.
It just moved,
I
but like a little
for
bit.
Jamaica in 2 hours.
Okay, let's get this set up here.
Kill.
License to Kill, baby.
Now you may be missing.
Still a vertical video.
You don't miss a thing.
I decided to accept your invitation.
And we open up into the exotic world of this lady's apartment.
Accept your invitation.
Wow.
I have to leave immediately.
Just as things were getting interesting again.
There's the classic barrel zoom in into now. Here's the question I've always wanted to know. That's supposed to be James? The barrel's pointing at that guy. That guy's supposed to be James. This fuddy-duddy, like, look at the way he kind of comes in. That's not Sean Connery's chin. I can tell that from here. That's not supposed to be us. We're not Bond shooting another guy, are we? That's Bond. We're a bad guy. I've got questions about this perspective. I always have. Bam! Announcing an exciting motion picture from Ian Fleming, whose brilliant action-filled books have entertained millions of readers. Now for the first, can you imagine if you were a big fan of these books for however long they've been? When did he start? In the 40s? And you've been reading them now. Here it comes, your favorite book series. And this is the guy. You had to be psyched. They nail Bond here, right? All the circles are the same size. It's either graphics, it's bullet holes, it's hard to say. There's Sean.
License to kill whom he pleases, where he pleases.
Do not sleep on the hilarious old stunt work that we're going to see in these movies. Do not sleep on my man here using his full body to knock over these boxes, which was clearly the instruction he was given.
Kill whom he pleases, where he pleases, when he pleases.
Uh-oh, we're going back to TikTok.
From the elegant
and we're
club rooms
back.
of Mayfair to exotic island night spots.
Huh.
Evening. Who pays you?
You.
Tell us.
Woo!
Strange adventure
What'd
of
you do to my
intrigue.
man there? She just slapped some icing on his face?
A strange adventure of intrigue,
He didn't like it, but it didn't seem to be that effective.
treachery, and love.
Here we go. The leg goes up. Ladies and gentlemen, be honest with me. Have you ever answered the phone like this? With one jaunty leg up. Maybe I'm the person not doing it and I should get on board. I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Bond, I was thinking, why don't you collect me at my apartment?
Ooh.
It's lovely up here in the mountains.
Yeah, just drive your car on up here in the mountains. No
The
problem.
directions were easy to follow. And she sent a few of her friends to make sure I didn't get lost.
Holy smokes. Hold up. Hold up. Did you see the size of this car? James.
Easy to follow.
Here he comes around these. I get he's in a small roadster, but holy smokes! This car is gigantic behind him, and this rear processing, rear projection filming here, right? Because he's in a car in front of a big screen behind him, and they're projecting the image of this car that they shot coming down the road, and that's so right up on him. It looks like James is in an actual Mario Kart golf cart. He's like on the ground, bro. You were going to get eaten up by this thing.
Lost.
Oh, never mind. He went off a cliff.
She thought I was dead, but I proceeded to prove her wrong. I thought it was always polite to knock first.
Excuse you. Excuse you. She is wearing a towel. There's only one zipper that can make that sound.
Proceeded to prove her wrong. I thought it was always polite to knock first
Damn, James.
before shooting.
And then we just get to see him whack some guy in cold blood right there. He was just standing there.
From our
Oh, that's
very
cool.
first meeting.
All right, here we go. And then this is good to take a moment and acknowledge our Bond ladies as we go through this, okay? Ursula Andress. Like this, she starts the craze, right? This movie, Ursula Andress, this is where it comes. This all comes from here, from Honey.
Was everything her name implied. She clung to me like a wet bathing suit.
And now we're in the Blue Lagoon.
Business as usual came first.
Until we started
The
being
pace was
shot
killing.
at.
I thought you less stupid.
All right, listen, we can talk about how stupid or not stupid James Bond is, but we can also talk about, you know, the problematic issues of old Hollywood and casting white guys as minorities. But Joseph Weissman is playing Dr. No, I believe, is half German and half Chinese. So they're going with the white guy as the half white, half Asian character. For 1962, you almost want to give him a high five for that. It almost feels like effort in 1962 to not just go a Southern fried white guy and pretend he's Chinese. So I don't know. Maybe this is good. Wait till you get to You Only Live Twice. Never Say Never Again. I'm popping up the picture of James Bond in the Japanese. We'll get to the trailer, but that's way more problematic than this.
Less stupid. I could have had you killed in the swamp.
And why didn't you?
You damaged my organization. Unfortunately, I misjudged you. You are just a stupid policeman whose luck is run out.
Maybe it was my luck.
You know what's really cool is like going through this for the first time. It's not the cliche of the 9th time a guy has James Bond on his table. It's like, oh, you're just some sort of stupid, you know, Secret Service agent. I'm gonna get you now. Nah. They really had no idea what they were dealing
To
with.
my neck in hot water. Or something blowing up in my face.
I love the trailer narration from Bond, which you know is not in the movie. He is narrating his adventure to you in the trailer.
Resourceful James Bond.
Guys, now we are in the height of like, this is 1960s money being spent on a movie. Look at the size of this place. You got 2 layers back here. Look at all these dudes running the choreography. Just imagine being the assistant director that had to coordinate all these extras. You jump. No, you jump. That guy's jumping. Get out of the way. Don't bump into that guy. Okay. Yeah, remember that? The whole device at the end. I think that's how he gets No in the end. He sinks him into the... Swan dive! Give it to my man on the swan dive there.
The exotic and tantalizing.
We gotta go.
Dr. No.
Look at the cool colors, great graphics. He doesn't even necessarily get away. He's just starting to drive the boat. Oh, they made it. They made
Some
it.
people will go to any extremes for a little privacy.
Oh, James. Very funny classic stuff there. And I gotta say, it's remarkable, actually, that they made the decision in 1962 not to start calling it James Bond versus Dr. No or James Bond and the Case of Dr. No, right? Like everything's a Harry Potter and the whatever. They just went with the title of the book, and I think in this era that wouldn't happen. The suits would be worried that people wouldn't know this is James Bond, so they'd put that all over everything, and that would just be sillier and cornier. But no, they go straight for Dr. No. It's fantastic. And certainly not the best of those movies. If you've seen all of them, you know it takes a little while for the franchise to ramp up, kind of learn its own language and really what it wants to be. And it'll get there, you'll see in this episode, because next up, From Russia with Love, and then when we go from there, you're going to watch this evolve. So anyway, let's jump in next with From Russia with Love. Oh, yeah. All right, so you can tell, like, we had a hit on our hands. We had a hit on our hands, and people now know 007. So we're going to lean into that. So when you're in the theater, it's a year later, and now here comes the trailer for the next Bond movie, and it's 007. You're like, he's back. That's great movie marketing. They've already got it. They know exactly what to do to get people hyped. Just 007 over and over and over again in a bunch of cool 60s colors. I think one of the first things you notice here is the action. The photography is a lot more dynamic. We're doing a lot of handheld fighting work, stuff that we were stuck on tripods and moving before. Oh, James Bond is, let me guess, Bond. James. No, he's back.
Only the second James
I should have
Bond
guessed that.
thriller could be more exciting than the first.
Only the... I mean, it's heavy theme. It's all the heavy action. It's 007. They're just laying on. You know what I noticed? No voiceover. Bond doesn't need to tell us what's going on anymore. We get it.
Krylenko. So he's back. Another Bulgarian they use as a killer.
Another Bulgarian?
You should remember him. This man kills for pleasure.
Oh man, the amount of information they expected audiences to kind of like get in the trailer and go home and be like, yeah, there's like a Bulgarian and I think they use him to kill people. Ah, but now here's the person we want to talk about.
The Iron Curtain and its velvet women.
Well, I'll
The
tell you
Iron
something,
Curtain and
Cotillo.
its velvet women.
You're
What a
one of the
line!
girls I've ever seen.
I think my
This is actually not the lady I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about any of the
No,
ladies.
It's the right size.
I'm weird that way.
For me, that is.
It's just, it's even weird to see all these scenes from the 60s know how to feel about it from a modern perspective.
All
All right, we got the Russians. It's all about the Russians, hyping up Russian bad guys. It's so exciting. That was a fun. What on earth? What were we testing here? Is this man in a Hunger Game? Watch this. What's the flamethrower up here on the right? Dodge it! Dodge it!
Do not be alarmed, my friend. We will make you as comfortable as possible.
Ali Karim Bey, head of Station T, Turkey.
I love this guy. I wonder if this guy was a big actor in the day, you know? Like, did that name mean something? This is the name we need to talk about. All right, hold up. Hold up. Robert Shaw. You may not recognize him right here, but Robert Shaw is, of course, the boat captain from Jaws. You are going to see him as Quint. Why I can't get Shaw out of my head. Robert Shaw, of course, plays Quint in Jaws. And he looks way more grisly, right? We're talking about 13, 14, 15 years from now, he'll be Quint. But right now, he is the first real Bond, like not overarching villain like Blofeld, but nemesis guy that Bond has to come up against and fight on the regular. Okay? And because this is 1963, and this is only the second Bond story, he's just a dude. He's a very strong, amazing fighter dude. Okay? When we get into the 70s, a little later, you'll see Bond has to go up against superhumans to make it seem like a fair fight because he's such an ass kicker, right? But back here, it was just a man's man, Robert Shaw, whooping his butt all up and down this train is most of my memory from the movie. Let's rock it.
Codename Grant. Chief Executioner of Spectre.
My orders are to kill you and deliver the Lecter.
First notice of Spectre. First mention of Spectre in the trailers.
M of British Secret Service.
Bernard Lee
The
getting his
woman
love.
called Rosa Klebb, playing a double cross.
Clip. This is amazing. You think in a modern movie, you think in a modern James Bond, they're hyping up Lottie Len as
A woman
Klebb?
called Rosa Klebb, playing a double cross.
Romano, the door.
Romano!
The gun! Klebb! Klebb's dodging. Klebb's kicking. Oh, he chaired Klebb. Feisty Klebb. Oh, I think that was the end of Klebb's storyline right there. That's kind of a bummer. That's the whole thing.
Russia with love. They
Back in the
die
islands.
for him. They yearn for him. They die for him.
Yeah, the men die. The ladies yearn, the men die. It's cool. It's a cool arrangement.
To Sofia.
I get a little
From
North by
Venice to
Northwesty
Istanbul.
here, right?
From Paris
Helicopter
to
chase?
London, Agent 007 cuts an inimitable path through the palaces and boudoirs of
This just looks like James, like,
Agent 007
trying to get from one place to another. Like, I'm just
From
trying to get to
Bucharest
work.
Sofia.
No, it's this way.
From Venice to Istanbul.
God, these guys won't leave me
From
alone.
Paris to London.
Okay, gotta keep
Agent 007 cuts an inimitable path through the palaces and boudoirs of espionage.
James, you
It was a no explanation shot of James just walking up to a sleeping lady with a
Those are
gun.
all as I know. What are they?
Even if you kill me,
Ugh, in the trailer, just slapping women around like 63, man. Yikes. Number one target for Spectre. Spectre. Special. Did you ever know that Spectre was an acronym? Did you know that? Do you know what it stood for? It's one of the silliest acronyms I think I've ever encountered. Ever. SP is one word, special, but there's a period in between. That doesn't make sense right off rip. Special executive. Special executive what? Like one person? No. Special executive like, I guess meaning a group. A group of executives for crime. Sure, crime. We get it. They're all bad guys. Terror. Sometimes we just do terror. I'm bored. I don't need any money. I'm not going to steal anything. I just want to terrorize people. And revenge. Revenge and extortion, I should say. But revenge is the one that I stick on because there's an implication with revenge that someone has been wronged. and needs justice, needs revenge for the wronging that happened to them. But Spectre, they do the wrong. They do the crime and the terror and the extortion. They do the wrong. We need revenge on them. But maybe they do it on themselves. It's like self-auditing. All right, From Russia with Love, the trailer's a hoot. That movie is a bit of a misstep, actually. It's fun. It's got a lot of good action. Feels a little light afterwards. But now we've reached movie number 3. We've done it a couple times. We've had some success. Connery's got his feet under him, right? We know what we want to do stunt-wise, action-wise, villain-wise, lady-wise. We know what we're doing. So now, the 3rd year in a row, by the way, 62, 63, here comes 64 with Goldfinger.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, check this out.
Look.
What was the first thing you noticed there? They highlight the gold hands. They're highlighting part of the opening title sequence in the trailer now. And this is the one where Shirley Bassey comes in. And I think this is the first time they have a pop star do the theme, the Goldfinger named theme. It's one of the best. It's going to pop in and out of here. Hopefully it won't get demonetized. So here we come in. The hand comes up. Same graphics, by the way. Same title company from last year. The Stop and Look. Exact same graphic for 007. It was good enough just to put the name up there. Okay.
Shocking.
Hold the flippin' phone. It was just a dude fighting dudes, being better than other dudes, getting away with stuff, being kind of clever, being kind of witty. We have now gone through the looking glass and have, in movie 3, already have to do the really unique kill of a bad guy, and then the weirdo witticism that specifically references this one murder I've just committed. And here is a great example in the trailer of one of the classics. Guy goes in the tub. Fan goes in the tub.
Shocking.
He's the
Come on.
Who are you?
Bond. James Bond.
Yeah.
The envy of every man. The nemesis of the treacherous Mr. Goldfinger.
All right, what else are we doing for the first time here? We are really highlighting the bad guy. We talked about Dr. No a little bit in the first one. He sat there at the table and said, hey, you're just a stupid cop. But now we are zeroing in on, we've got bosses to defeat, right? Goldfinger. Here we go.
Mr. Goldfinger.
Mr. Goldfinger. Oh, lady with the machine gun is classic Bond. Whew. They're doing a little better on the rear projection and stuff in these shots too. They're not like right on top of it.
Goldfinger, a triumph in thrill-making cinema entertainment.
Fast motion driving shots. Hectic.
For Fleming's Secret Agent 007.
This driving sequence is a big part of it.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
All right. I'm not going to reiterate that character's name played by Honor Blackman, but man, if we are not at the height already in movie 3 of all the silliness of Bond, the silly bad guys, the silly lady names, the silly lines when we kill people with the fan in the bathtub. This is peak Bond. We have reached it. We are here. Let us revel in our time.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned man his last request?
You've asked for this.
Flip you for real.
Honor Blackman as Pussy Galore.
None of my business.
The female who is all feline. Also starring Gert Frober as Goldfinger. International chief.
Sad note for Gert Frobe here is, and I just found out this recently, that many people did not realize he was overdubbed. His voice is overdubbed. He's a German man, speaks no English. So he memorized the script and he did his best, but he sounded like Garbo. So they redid him with a British guy. They do a whole thing in the movie where they even try to say like he's British but sounds German, or like they try to excuse it and then they redub him anyway. Okay, sorry, Gert.
International menace.
Gentlemen! Goldfinger.
What's going on in this room? There's like saddles and stuff on that.
I made a delivery. Where is my money?
And you owe me $1 million.
Yes.
Goldfinger.
Generic bad guys threatening the super bad guy. The generic bad guy in suit. That's a classic trope from
And you owe
Bond.
me $1 million.
Goldfinger. The man with a finger in every pie. His goal, Fort Knox, the world's biggest bank. His enemy, 007, the world's wiliest, toughest gentleman agent with a license to kill. 007,
You gotta mention the license to kill every time. That's a big perk.
Bond.
Boo? Bool? Booze? What happened here?
Bells.
It said bool for a second.
Bond. James Bond. Mixing business with girls and thrills.
Does he? Didn't say pleasure because it doesn't rhyme with thrills. Neither does girls.
Girls and
Gals.
danger.
Gals and danger. Danger and gals.
The hotter the danger, the cooler he takes it.
Here's the other trope, right? The unnecessarily elaborate kill James Bond plot. Strap him to the table, get the slow-moving laser. Austin Powers doesn't exist as a character and a concept in a film franchise without this dumb laser.
I think you've made your point, Goldfinger. Thank you for the demonstration.
Yeah, like what are you even on about?
Your next witness isn't careful,
Look at the laser!
Your last. You expect
Bernie
me to
laser.
talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
All right, blown up Fort Knox. James Bond is back. Is he back again? Is? Did we skip is? James Bond back in action. I got it. I'm back. I'm back. They just hit the theme, right? You just keep hitting the theme. I love that, just the chaos in the name. It's another Bond Buster, you guys. It's another Bond Buster. 3 years in a row. How are these not huge hits? You know what I mean? Of course they are. They're Bond Busters. Wow. And by the way, Goldfinger holds up. Goldfinger's still one of the best. Wow. And there you have it. It's the first 3 trailers. We're riding through all of James Bond. And what an interesting evolution we even just had. From the very beginning, almost awkward, stilted vibe of Dr. No into the full-on slick, all the tropes, all the cliches, all the James Bond that we really know that never stops. Like that's the tropes that are established and go on forever in Goldfinger. Took him 3 movies in 3 years. What a time to be a movie fan. That's on my movie time travel bucket list to see the 3 first Bond movies come out bang, bang, bang in order like that. Incredible. Well, we've got a long way to go in this series, okay? We haven't even got to Roger Moore. George Lazenby is going to pop up in episode 2, so come back for that. And make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and come back next time for more Bond trailer reactions. Until next time, we live here, only on VHS. Take him home, Craig Finger.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Check out more of our videos. Leave a comment. Or don't. You do you.